Charles State University has a number of targets that they have in place about energy and water efficiency improvements.
Charles State University has a national vision and even an international vision in some areas, but with regional opportunity, and we are a major contributor to regional economies and regional social fabrics. We believe we are looked to for that leadership, and we'd like to think that we can provide that. Part of the implementation of a sustainability strategy is obviously an investment. So what we tried to do is characterise that investment in terms of dollars and put forward a strategy to the university to say, look, if we want to get there, we do need to invest. And we've been lucky enough to secure a major internal loan. So we have a professional obligation to work within that framework, and I think that's not anything new to us, and we're quite excited about that opportunity.
Energy and water conservation, although it's great for the environment, it is also a cost-cutting exercise. It is, in the case of Charles State University, they will be doing it just as much for the sustainability reasons as they are for the fact that they're reducing their costs, and they're being very responsible, trying to put more of their money into delivering services for the students instead of running their buildings.
For us to spend the large amount of capital that's required for projects like this, they still need to stack up and have a business case in their own right.
Well, we have a very knowledgeable engineering team that can identify what can be done, how it can be carried out so that building services are maintained or improved, and how to focus on the things that will achieve the financial criteria that the company or organisation is looking for.
They went right across the campus, inspected a number of buildings, looked at light fittings, looked at air conditioning, looked at all the ranges of opportunities that could help you save energy and water. And then what they did is they bundled it together and looked at a range of initiatives that offered an attractive payback period to us as an organisation, but also provided good level of energy savings as well.
We deal with a lot of the government incentives around the country, so we're very aware of what incentives there are and for what types of organisations and for what types of projects, so that if an organisation was looking for government incentives or grants or things that might help them financially to carry out projects, we have that expertise and can very quickly tell them what suits them and what doesn't.
In the library, what we did is refurbishments of the existing light fittings, and what that meant is that where we had 2 lamps installed in a single fitting, by taking those down and installing a very highly reflective reflector behind the lamp and putting in a triphosphor lamp as opposed to the previous halophosphor lamp, we're able to get equal or better light outputs from one single lamp as opposed to the twins that were right throughout the building. Here we are in one of CSU's veterinary science buildings, and what we did here in a foyer area is we upgraded some of the dichroic downlights that were previously in the roof. These were previously running at about 50 watts per fitting. The LEDs now only run about 5 watts, so that's cutting the amount of energy use in by 10 times. The other thing about this area that made it really suitable for LEDs is because it's an entryway. The light's more about aesthetics rather than having light levels for reading or anything like that. So it was very straightforward. It's a no-brainer type of opportunity. The 2 aspects of what we did in the maintenance lunchroom were the instant hot water units that you see in lunchrooms all over the place. They will be boiling 365 days a year in most cases. And what we've done is we've installed an electronic timer device, which means that those boilers will only be operating when they're needed. Lights in those areas are typically left on all day, even though that they use them only for 15 to 20 minutes at smoko and half an hour at lunchtime. So by putting in motion detectors, we're able to cut that usage down from 10 to 12 hours to 2 or 3 hours a day.
At the end, more importantly, we also measure and verify the savings. We want to make sure that what was estimated in the original proposal is delivered. It's very important for in this case, Charles State, you need to know that they actually did get the savings. But this is kind of in between the rows of light fittings. So what do we get here?
Despite the fact we've reduced the number of lamps by about a half, we're still up to about 470, so 20 25% improvement in light levels.
And then we also installed a voltage reduction unit.
Yeah.
And that saves an extra 30% of the consumption of light fittings.
Yeah.
So when you combine the two, the halving of the lamps and the voltage reduction units, that's about 2/3 drop in energy consumption.
Yeah, and actually improve light levels as a result.
Well, yeah, that's a great outcome.
The advantage of technical projects like this is once you've identified that you're onto something that works and is reliable, it doesn't matter what people do. You take people out of the equation. So in the example of lights, we're still providing the same or improved lighting levels, and it doesn't matter how they use those lights. We know that they're going to use less power while they're being used.
Things like lighting, access control, water reduction strategies, people start to see the work. I believe there's a general growing swell of recognition and enthusiasm in terms of sustainability for the organisation from the work that we've done already.